Well, hi there, all my essential oil people in Europe. It's Dr. Chris here. For those of you who are not knowing who I am a chiropractor in Los Angeles. I have been for 30 years, and I am also an essential oil enthusiast. Just Young Living, though. I won't use anything else because they are the best essential oils on the planet. So I've come on here to talk about the March promotions. Young Living is so generous, and just for buying the things that we buy because they're amazing, we get these free promotions. So I'm going to just run through them, and then I'll talk a little bit more about how to use them and how I like to use them. And if you are out there and want to ask a question or make a comment, you can do that. I've got the chat bar open. So let's go right through it. So first of all, there's different levels that you have to meet in order to get these free promotions. There's 120 PV, so you'd spend that amount, and you get 2 bottles of the Young Living Vitalite Drops. Now you have to be on Essential Rewards for this to get this. That's the monthly wellness program. I'll put a link to it in the description if you're not already on it, but when you buy your products, you get points that you can then redeem for other free products. So it's just so generous. Now, sorry, I don't have the actual bottle of the Vitalite Drops. I have tried them. There's 2. There's Grapefruit Bergamot and Lavender Lemonade. So I'll talk more about them. At the 190 PV, you've got grounding 5 ml bottle, and you have clove 15 ml bottle. So those at the 190 PV, as well as the Vitalite Drops. So you get everything below that level as well. At the 250 PV, you have Hinoki, and you get a 15 ml bottle of Joy. I've got a 5 ml here. I know I have a 15 ml around here, but I have a sneaking suspicion someone has grabbed it from my rack. At the 350 PV, you are getting the Peace and Calming roll-on. It's a 10 ml size. It looks like this size. This isn't Peace and Calming, but it's the roll-on version of the bottle. And that is about the only roll-on I don't have in my house, just because I usually gravitate to Stress Away that I keep in my purse, which is what this one is. I use more the Peace and Calming and the diffuser, but I do use it at my office when I have kids coming in or patients coming in who need to like chill out a little bit, and I'll roll some Peace and Calming on them. Well, I muscle test to see what they want. I have a couple of things, Peace and Calming being one of them. So that's where I use mostly the roll-on aspect. You also get an infinity scarf, which I do not have, and we're not getting in the US, so I will not have that unless they offer it for us. But you can see a picture of that. If you go to your dashboard, it will show you the promos for the month, and you'll see a picture. It's kind of a lavender color. And then also there's a 450 PV promo this month, which isn't always the case. And it is a Young Living black backpack. And I'm jealous about this one because I've got gray backpacks, but I've never seen them do a black one, and it's really nice. I might try to reach out to some of my European friends, see what we can do on that. All right, so let's get right into it. So with the Vitalite Drops, they come in kind of a triangular package, and you just squeeze in to taste really what you want into your water. And the big thing about this is that they contain electrolytes. And this can be an issue. Let's just say you're working out hard, or you're in a hot, sunny climate and you're sweating a lot. So you're losing your electrolytes, and they need to be replenished along with water. So it's perfect for that. They are sweetened with stevia, so they do have a bit of sweetness to them. but everything is formulating with naturally occurring electrolytes. So, nothing is chemical or artificial, everything is natural based. So, what's really great is you get to try them out. Some of my favorite things have been from getting promotions that I wouldn't normally go, oh, I'm gonna go purchase that. So that's the Vitalite Drops. They're they're called Vitality Drops in the US. So you guys have a little bit of a difference in what you're calling them. Grounding 5 mil. Now, this is an amazing oil and oil blend. I love this oil blend. Oh, and it's not a surprise because 5 out of the 7 oils are tree oils, and I really love tree oils. So I'm just going to take a little bit. Oh my gosh. It's such a great oil to use when you're panicking or restless, or if you're in chaotic situations. And not that I'm in an extreme situation right now, but I have a lot to do today. And there's a lot going on, and this just really just kind of brings me right in. You can rub it onto your heart chakra, really great place for it. Rub it onto your temples. You can even drop it on the top of your head if you want, but it is such an amazing oil. I love this oil. You can combine it with clarity or brain power if you're really needing mental concentration, or if you're that type of person who's like really gets really spacey and you need to be brought back in. You're off in la la dreamland. Great for kids who cannot sit down and focus. So if they're off in la la land when they're supposed to be concentrating, this is another great oil that you can apply. As you saw, I did it neat, just right out of the bottle. You can add some carrier oil if you want, or you can diffuse it. It is really such an amazing smell. I think you're gonna love it. And still at the 190 PV, you're also getting that Clove 15 mil. This is such an amazing oil. It really is. And it's not a surprise that it's in the Thieves blend. Because it does help support the immune system, and it does help with keeping kind of our situation clean, our world that we live in, right? It's sweet, it's spicy, it's exotic. I know it makes me think of holiday time just from that clove, um, things that we use so much around the holidays in baking and cooking. But it's really energizing and revitalizing and warming. Just breathing it in right now, I could just feel like, a burst of, I'm not going to say energy, but it's just like it just opened everything up. So different ways you can use this is you can diffuse it in your diffuser to energize yourself in the afternoon. And you can also use it diffusing or just smelling out of the bottle or applying whatever you want to do to help support a healthy mindset around this balance of work and play. So I know right now, well, especially here where I'm living in California, people are working from home and they're having a very hard time making a distinction between work time and not work time. So this can really help just bring yourself so that you are getting a balance of what you're doing in your life. A great way to help kind of freshen the air, freshen surfaces, is to take 10 to 15 drops and about an ounce of water. So really that's like this size. Put a pinch of salt in there, just helps incorporate the oil. Sometimes I also add some crystals or stones in there, just little teeny ones, so that you can shake it before you use it. And then you just spray the air to freshen the air, or spray a surface if you want to freshen a surface. Very similar to how you would use a Thieves spray, but it's just got that clove in it. Clove contains something called eugenol, which I'm not going to go into, but you can Google that. I'll write it in the description. It's EUGENOL. So many properties. And at some point, I will actually go into a lot of the chemical constituents of some of these essential oils, because this is what gives its therapeutic value. So if you had clove that was synthetically made, it would not contain eugenol. It would just have the scent of clove. So it's so important when you're using these oils for therapeutic properties that you know that they are 100% pure, and we know that with Young Living. There is also clove oil in Panaway. So you got that in your starter kit if you got the premium starter kit. And clove is in there because it's a great support for the nerves, especially something like the sciatic nerve, which is the big nerve that runs down the back of the leg. And it's also great for muscles that have been overworked. So you can put it into a carrier oil and massage the area that you are having an issue with. You can also put a little bit of clove in your bath, maybe with some Epsom salts to help it disperse so it doesn't sit right on top of the water. You can also add it to a carrier oil and put it in the bath for the same thing, but I like to use Epsom salts. And you can also dilute it with a edible carrier oil like coconut oil or fractionated coconut oil, olive oil, something that you would ingest. And historically, by doing it this way, putting the clove in there, diluting it, and applying it to a tooth or gum that's having a minor ache to it is really great, or for babies that are teething. And the way I do this for babies that are teething is I'll mix it up, put very, very large ratio of carrier oil to the clove oil, mix it up, and then I'll try it myself, because you will see if you do this, clove has an anesthetic quality to it. Like, it's numbing. So this is why it's so great to use for babies that are teething, because it has that numbing quality, but you're not putting chemicals in their mouth. And I just do it and try it first, because if it's too strong for me, it's going to be way too strong for them. So I dilute it until there's just a little tinge that I can feel like, whoo, that's spicy. And it works really, really well. I used it for my children when they were younger. You can also soak the oil, the clove oil, in a carrier oil on a cotton ball and apply it inside the mouth. That's another way to do it. You can add it to your shower gels, shampoos, moisturizers, etc., to help support your skin and also help relieve any minor itching and promoting healing of the skin. And just so you know, there is a Vitality twin. So I know in Europe, you don't have Vitality oils, you have your plus system, but it's the same thing. It's denoting that you can use these oils internally. So here's the Clove Vitality oil, because it's got that white label. So you can use it in your cooking. You can add it to your NingXia Red if you want to get the benefit of the clove oil, because it's probably the top antioxidant out there. It certainly is way up there if it's not the top, because it has over 1 million IU rating. And to put it in context, blueberries have about 5,000 IU. Your NingXia Red wolfberries has about 30,000 IU, which is amazing. Clove has 1 million IU for antioxidant capabilities, which keeps us so that we're functioning at an optimal level, we're repairing, we're quelching free radicals that come along and do damage to our bodies, our organs, our systems, our cells, ages us. Basically, they rest us from the inside. So this is something that is really great to incorporate, whether you're doing it with the Thieves essential oil or doing it on its own, or maybe ramping up your Thieves with a little bit more clove. But you can put a drop in your NingXia Red and do a shot. You can add it to any tea that you're drinking. You can just add it into warm water. And certainly you can use it in any goods that you are cooking with or baking with. So this is clove oil. It's amazing. I could probably talk for about a half an hour on that, but let's move on. We're at the 250 PV level, and here we have Hinoki. So this is an interesting oil that originates from Japan. It's the Japanese cypress tree, and it's been used for thousands of years to build shrines and spiritual buildings. So this is something used a lot in their culture. It's definitely woody because it's a wood, but it's kind of spicy too and has a little bit of a lemon hint in there. It's energizing, it's uplifting to the mind. It's also grounding because it's a tree oil. And how they use this in Japan is they will often add it to baths for relaxation. So again, you can put some drops in some Epsom salts, add it to your bath. You can diffuse it while you're having your bath and relax your mind and your body. It's really great for it to use and maybe diffuse if you've got any minor agitations going on. You are trying to promote peace and harmony and peace of mind. You can also diffuse it with 3 wise men or white angelica, along with vetiver. When you're really stressed out, you want to keep yourself open to opportunities, but you want to ground yourself at the same time. So those are a great pair. And you can apply this to your sacral chakra, which is the lower part of the spine, the heart, or the crown chakra. And I think I'll just put a little drop on my head. Hopefully I can, there it goes. You can I like to rub that into the sutures. There's a little divot here where the sutures come together, and that's where the fontanelle is on the baby. So this also blends well with patchouli, jasmine, ylang-ylang, cypress, and maybe even add it to joy, which is our next oil. So here's the joy in the 5 mil. You're going to get the bigger 15 mil. That is incredible because I don't know if you guys realize this, but it is made of 10 oils, and it's got rose and jasmine in there, which are 2 of the more expensive oils. So you get this benefit of having those floral oils that are pricey. They're worth it though, in this oil of joy, along with things like ylang-ylang, and also citrus oils, which are really uplifting. So this is sort of like the scent of spring in a bottle, if you're missing that and your flowers haven't yet bloomed there. So you can certainly diffuse it. You can wear it as a perfume. In my house, if my kids are grumpy, I will just go and get the bottle and hand it to them. And they're like, they put it on, and like 5 minutes later, they come out, da, 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 da. I'm really not exaggerating. It's pretty incredible what that oil can do, because there's a lot of high frequency oils in there. So it kind of shifts you uplifts. It is really an amazing oil. If ever you don't like the scent of an oil, you can also put it on your feet where you will get the benefit. To me, joy is very strong. I'm definitely more of a woodsy girl. It's got a lot of those floral tones to it. So I just need a teeny tiny little bit. Even just smelling it out of the bottle right there was, kind of good for me. So I just need a tiny bit. But you can always put things on the bottom of your feet if you're not really resonating with the scent, because sometimes you need those oils in your body, and that way it's the furthest from your nose. All right, moving on, we're talking about the Peace and Calming Roll-On. So you are getting the Roll-On, that's the 10 ml bottle, but of Peace and Calming. And it definitely has a sweeter scent. It's citrusy. But basically, the name says it all. It is Peace and Calming, and it's in the USA Premium Starter Kit. It's one of the favorites. And by having it in a roll-on, it's easy to carry around with you when you need to have peace and calming, right? When you need to soothe your mind, your spirit. I like to use this in my office for my patients that are agitated and need to chill out. I will diffuse it in the massage room, so you can do it in the bathroom if you want to relax and put it in your bath even. It's actually great for the skin, so it's a great one to add to your bath. maybe not so much in the roller form, but definitely in the bottle form. But you can always open up the bottle and use it that way too, if you really want to. But this is great to carry around with you and have on you at all times. So traffic, annoying people, anytime you need some peace. And definitely you can roll it on your kids before bedtime to chill them out or chill yourself out. And emotionally, this oil is linked to addiction, argumentativeness, being a victim, sadness, indecisiveness, control, and moodiness. So if any of those are describing what you're experiencing, this oil is really great to incorporate. All right, at this level, you also are getting that great infinity scarf, which is a great transition for the chillier days to the spring weather. And for the 450 PV, like I said, you've got that great Young Living black backpack that I'm super jealous of for you to just take your oils on the road, just take them and go. So that is it for March. If you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to me. I will put all my info in the description. And yeah, have fun with your oils. And if there are any other uses that you can think of, you for sure let me know how you like to use these particular oils. All right, everybody, I'm going to wrap it up here in 4 minutes. I'm coming back on live to do the New Zealand promotions, New Zealand and Australia. And then tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific time, I will be back doing the USA promotions. I spread it out a little this month just because doing 3, actually I do 4 because I do another show on a different channel, was a lot this first of the month. So I hope that you have a great month. Stay tuned for next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, where I do come on live and I will talk about oils, and I will continue with looking at those oils in our premium starter kits so that you can make sure that you're using them to the best of the ability that you can. All right, have a great week. See you soon.